What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Night Owl channel. In this video, I'll be counting down all of the Clash of Clans troops that we have available to us right now, from worst to best according to my personal preference. I'm going to do it based on usability, how effective the troop is when I use them, and a couple other factors and stuff like that. And as we go through each troop, we will discuss why they are in the place that they're in. So there are 21 total troops in Clash of Clans, and I got the idea from a subscriber of mine named Magic, who commented saying I should do a video ranking the troops from worst to best. So shout out to him for this great idea, and let's go ahead and jump right into the video. Starting our list off at number 21, we have the Miner.
After this, we're all gonna be rich.
Yeah, we'll have a place with crystal walls, flags from every country, and a bunch of torches that don't do anything.
And the reason it is the number one, as in the worst troop according to me, is because I do not like using miners. People who know me, people who are in my clan, they know I'm not a fan of miners. I can never get the strategy down, I can never get them to do what I want, and I don't see myself getting a lot of 3 stars when I use them. I'm always getting a high 2 star, always time failing with them. And their pathing for them is a little difficult to set up for me in general. Miners to me is just not my go-to strategy. They're definitely not my favorite, and they are the least used troop out of all the other troops on this list. Coming in at number 20, we have the Minion. And now I don't use the minions really at all. Even when I'm doing like a Loon attack strategy, I rarely use minions. I might use like 2 or 3 to clean up or to set a funnel on a place that no air troops are around, but the minions are not really usable for me. I don't really find any value from them. If anything, if I'm doing a Loon attack, I will bring extra Hound, so when they pop, they spit out extra puck. But for me, the minions are at number 20 because I really don't use them at all. Alright, coming in at number 19, we have the dragons.
You ever wonder why we're stronger, faster, and smarter than all the other troops in the village?
For my own sanity, I've tried to ignore that fact.
Now, if you know me again, you know that I'm not a big fan of the dragons. Now, the only reason I say it is because they're a little unpredictable when it comes to their pathing and when it comes to funneling into the core of the base or whatever it is. After you've placed down all of your dragons and your spells that accompany them, it's pretty much up to them whether or not they get that 3 star. They're not the most reliable troop, and I don't like using them too much. I don't really use dragons at all. The only purpose I really have for dragons is for defensive war CC troops. That is it. I don't use them on offense really at all unless I'm practicing for a new strategy or if I'm using them for funneling. But even then, there are better alternatives than the dragon for funneling. That's why they're down here at number 19. Coming at number 18, we have the Golems.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Now, I'm not saying the Golem is a useless troop, but it is not one of my favorites. I actually neglect my Golems. I don't really focus on upgrading my Golems. If I do, they're usually one of the last troops that I upgrade because the Golems only serve one purpose, and that's really to tank for other troops. And because of that purpose, I don't really use them in many of my strategies, and I don't really focus on bringing a lot of them. They cost 30 housing space, and they just don't really serve any other purpose besides tanking. Not saying that they're a useless troop, I just don't use them as much as some of the other troops on this list. Number 18 is Golems. And coming at number 17, we have the Golem's flying counterpart, the Lava Hound.
The brave and fiery looked up to the Lava Hound.
Now, the Lava Hound is probably one of the better troops in this list, but because of the lack of Loon that I do with my attacks and the lack of Loon that I do with my strategies, the Lava Hound is down here at number 17 because I don't really use Loon that much. I don't really do air attacks. I'm more of a ground user, but if I do use an air attack, I will use Loon every now and then. It's not my go-to strategy, and I don't really use Lava Hounds unless I'm doing a Loon attack or if I'm using them as a defensive CC as well. That's why they're down here at number 17. Okay, and coming at number 16, we have the Valkyrie.
Good luck in the battle, sis. Will you be back for Clashmas?
Sure, why wouldn't I?
Now, I would like to place this troop a little higher than 16 because of the unreliability of getting a 3 star with them. They are unfortunately at the 16th spot here. The Valkyries are only good up until about Town Hall 9, and then after that they start to wane off a little bit and they start to lose their power. Now the Valkyries is one of my favorite troops, but in terms of like usability and like the amount of times that I actually use Valkyries is very, very low. I don't use them for funneling. I don't really use them for anything unless it's a kill squad or a suicide kind of attack with the Valkyries. But other than that, they don't really serve any purpose in a main army kind of attack, especially in the higher level town halls. Alright, coming at number 15, we have the wall breakers.
We found a spot on your x-ray. What does it mean? It just means we keep an eye on it for a while. Relax, you'll be fine.
Now after Town Hall 9, anyone that's in a clan that has the access to get wall breakers no longer has a need for wall breakers. In a sense, sometimes you need wall breakers to break through a first layer without having to waste a siege machine, and they have their use then. But I like the wall breakers because I don't like to sleep on the fact that, you know, for the lower town halls, they're the things that's going to help you get through the base, especially if you're using, you know, a jibe arch attack or even a farming attack. They're the initial units that are going to break through to get to whatever you're trying to get through in the base, whether it's the resources or it's the trophies. The wall breakers are the first things going in and making sure that your troops can get in there. The reason I put the wall breakers up high versus some of the other troops is because I use wall breakers regularly, especially on a lot of my lower accounts, and any accounts that I have that don't have access to wall breakers, I always bring wall breakers. Alright, and coming at number 14 is the original Clash of Clans troop, the Barbarian.
Amazing battle, 3 stars. Put 'em up, boys.
My sword! I lost my sword! Oh no, it's my best friend. I can't live without my sword! What am I gonna do?
Coming at number 14, can't sleep on the Barbarian, and the reason that I bring the Barbarian at number 14 is because of the role the Barbarians play in jibe arch. Okay, so jibe arch is one of the most effective strategies for farming at the lower town halls, Town Hall 8, Town Hall 9, and even at Town Hall 10, I'm still using jibe arch to fix my rush base. I love the Barbarians, but I don't love them that much to put them high up on the list, just enough to where I use them very, very, very frequently on my lower town halls, and that's why the Barbarians are at number 14. Coming at number 13, we have the Archer.
You know me?
Of course. We're your sisters.
Welcome home.
Stop! Go!
The Archer is a little bit more versatile than the Barbarians. That's why I have them higher on the list. You can use them for funneling, you can use them to pull out CC troops, you can use them to clean up extra buildings, all that good stuff. They only cost 1 housing space, and they're not very difficult to, you know, incorporate within your army. Whether you're using them for funneling in the higher town halls, or perhaps they're part of your main army for the lower town halls, whatever you're using the Archer for, they have that versatility to them, and that's why they are above the Barbarian. And coming at number 12, we have the Baby Dragon.
It's not an enemy troop. Don't shoot. He's not red or blue. He's a stray.
The Baby Dragon is at number 12 for me because this is the main unit I use when I am funneling up in the higher town hall. Town 11 and 12, when I need to funnel and I needed to do it cheaply with the housing space of only 10, a Baby Dragon or 2 can help you funnel your troops into the middle or whatever you're trying to push them towards when you are attacking. The Baby Dragon, I don't use it as a main unit. I don't do any mass Baby Dragon attacks. They don't form a large part of my army or anything. They really serve a good purpose of setting up a funnel for an attack. And then also, they're very, very good on defense. I see lots of Baby Dragons in the enemy CCs for damage and taking down any units that want to try to take down the base. Baby Dragon coming in at number 12. Coming in at number 11, we have the Loon.
Easy, take your time. Just a few more feet, and... Oh, air sweeper!
The Balloon is at number 11 for me because even though they only take up a small part in some of my attacks, they play a huge role by protecting my funneling troops so I can complete my funnel. I always bring 2 or 3 Coco Loons in my higher attacks in order to protect whatever unit I'm using to funnel, especially if it's a baby or an electric dragon. Coco Loons, do not sleep on them. When they soak up that black air mine and you are able to funnel in peace, it results in an easier raid, which can lead to those 3 stars that you want. I don't use Loonian or Mass Loon very often, and I'm not really a La Loon person, but I've seen their strength, and just from my usability, I always have Loons in my army composition when I'm doing the P.E.K.K.A. Bobat. Most of the time I have Loons when I'm doing the P.E.K.K.A. Bobat, and they serve a great purpose of either sniping off wizard towers to help with my attack, or providing a distraction in order to secure the 3-star. So the Loons are a very key component for me when I'm attacking using my bats that I love. Alright guys, coming in at number 10, we finally reached the top 10. You can see what is left over. Okay, so what do you guys think my number 1 troop is going to be? What do you think that I find the most? What troop do you think I favor the most? And coming in at number 10, we're starting off with the Goblin.
I've come up with a foolproof way to get it, but it'll only work if everybody does his part. Heist on 3. Okay, who took my watch?
You guys seen my streams, you guys seen my videos, you guys been in my clan for a while. You all know what I love, and that is the Goblins. These little suckers can sap out any amount of Dark Elixir in a matter of seconds, and that's what I really use them for. Of course I like the gold, of course I like the elixir, but these sapping machines take out Dark Elixir so quickly, and you know in my streams I always say, hey, Town Hall 9s, Town Hall 10s, use these Goblins, get that Dark Elixir that you need, rack up that Dark Elixir, upgrade your heroes, and you're going to be on your way to a successful village. And now I'm just waiting for the Goblins to get the love that they need to be upgraded one more time so I can start using them again. But number 10, just because I use them so much in the lower town halls, is the Goblin. Alright, and coming at number 9, we have the Electric Dragon. Now, I'm not a fan of using the Electric Dragon as a main unit for attacking. I'm not a big fan of the Mass E-Drag. I'm not a fan of like the Electron. Anything where the E-Drag plays a major role, I'm not a fan of, because the E-Dragons have a hard time finishing the base and getting that 3-star that you want. However, the E-Drags play a huge role in funneling for my bat attacks. Bat Slap, P.E.K.K.A. Bobat, even P.E.K.K.A. Smash at some points. The E-Drag gets so much value if you can find the right bases that are cluttered buildings on the outside. The E-Dragon has huge value for funneling, and that's why it's number 9 on the list. You can't deny that even though they're not good as a main attack, just in my opinion of course, they serve a huge purpose when it comes to funneling for my P.E.K.K.A. Bobats and P.E.K.K.A. Smashes that I use all the time. Alright, coming in at number 8, we have the Wizards.
That's it, you big bully! Let's see how tough you are once I hit you with a little something I've been experimenting with.
One of my most favorite troops at all levels, honestly. I mean, there's not really a level where I don't use Wizards. They always are incorporated in my strategies somewhere, either serving a funneling purpose or perhaps taking out some CC troops or even providing some extra firepower for farming. I love using Wizards in order to help out whatever I am doing and whatever attack I'm doing. The Wizards coming in at number 8 is a definite easy answer for me because of how versatile they are. There's no like mass wizard attack or anything like that. I wouldn't recommend using a lot of wizards that are taking up too much space because again, they're very susceptible to the big bomb, but only coming in with 4 housing space, you can really take advantage of them if you can find a way to use them to funnel or, you know, bring some extra firepower. And they have the ability to tank a little bit for splash damages and stuff like that. So if you can keep them under a heal while you're sapping away at some storages or perhaps another defense, they can survive a little longer versus like an archer or something that will be instantly taken down. Coming at number 7, we have the Giant.
Sheldon?
Now the Giants play a similar role to the Golems, as in they are a tanking unit. They, you know, target defenses, but I love the Giants because they only cost 5 housing spaces and you can really spread them out in order to distract defenses and all that other good stuff in order to make them work for your strategy. Like I said before, the Gibart is a huge strategy for me towards the lower town halls, and I also incorporate them in my Goblin attack strategies. I am always using Giants in my attack except for the like P.E.K.K.A. attacks and anything like that. But the Gibards, you know, the Bowwitch attacks have Giants in them. Gibowitch, I am always using Giants in some shape or form, especially in farming and stuff like that. So that's why Giants are number 7 on our list. Coming in at number 6, we have the latest Clash of Clans troop that has been unveiled to us, and that is the Ice Golem. Playing a very similar role to that of the Golems and Giants, the Ice Golem at 15 housing spaces comes with a big bonus. After it goes down, it freezes everything it's around, including Teslas, Giga Tesla, the Inferno Towers, Eagle, Expos, anything in its range. When it gets destroyed, it freezes it for a good 4 or 5 seconds, and that freeze can honestly help out an attack so much. It's always a huge thing to have an ice golem explode in the middle of a base, especially if you send it in there with a wall wrecker. And then in some attacks with a P.E.K.K.A. Bobat, you can always send one on the backside to distract an outside wizard tower, so that way if it does end up being destroyed, the wizard tower gets frozen, bats come in, clean it up, or it distracts it long enough for the bats to come in, swoop in, take down the wizard tower, and the ice golem continues to make its way around. Not only does the ice golem freeze defenses when it explodes, but if it punches, if it attacks a building, it also slows down its attack. So ice golem, number 6 on our list, super versatile. I use the ice golem a ton up in my Town Hall 11 and Town Hall 12 attacks. Okay guys, 5 troops are left. Have you gotten an idea about which one is my number 1? We're going to start off with number 5 here. Let's see if you guessed correctly. Number 5 we're going to start off with is the Hog Rider.
It feels like we're one. A single, unstoppable fighting unit.
Now the Hog Rider comes in at number 5 because down in Town Hall 7 and 8, the Hogs dominate those 2 levels. Town Hall 9, it can also do very, very well, but it also competes with the Witches and the Hounds after you unlock them. But do not sleep on how powerful Hogs can be if you can set up a certain, either rotation or perhaps a pattern throughout the base where you can predictably put down heal spells to help your Hogs out, especially since the Giant Bomb nerf from a couple years ago. The Hogs have gotten a lot stronger, especially with their latest upgrade. Just they can jump over walls. There's a lot of good things you can do with the Hogs. They can also be used in the Valkyrie attack or any attack in general to lure out CC troops if the CC is closer to the outside and all you have to do is jump over a wall. The Hogs are pretty quick, so they can get in, get out, get those CC troops, and help you clear the base. I love using Hogs in the lower town halls, and I'm getting better at using them at the higher town hall. Alright, and coming in at number 4, you guys know my love for queen walks, so number 4 has to be the healers.
Ooh, you're really tight. Let's work out those knots.
Because of how often I use the healers in either queen walking and P.E.K.K.A. Bobat and P.E.K.K.A. Smash, all those compositions are constantly using healers. I don't think I use a Town Hall 11 or Town Hall 12 attack without healers except for Hogs, but every time I go to war I'm always using the P.E.K.K.A. Smash or the P.E.K.K.A. Bobat attack, and I'm always accompanied with healers. When I farm, I'm using the queen walk and the boat witch attack strategy, which also requires the healers to be attached to my queen. It's not often that I use an attack without bringing healers to either provide healing for my P.E.K.K.A.s for the P.E.K.K.A. Bobat and the P.E.K.K.A. Smash like I mentioned, or the queen walk. They're just one of my favorite troops. I love the queen walk, and that's why they're up here at number 4, because they are the ones providing the healing for my queen. And finally, the top 3, coming in with the bronze medal, we have the witches.
Larry, don't touch that. Larry! What'd I just say, Larry?
Witches coming at number 3, they're unlocked at Town Hall 9, and as soon as I unlock them at Town Hall 9, I am bombarding Town Hall 9s with the Witch Slab. I love the Witch Slab, it's one of my most favorite attacks at Town Hall 9, and then of course Town Hall 10, I love the Frozen Witch attack, and if we take it a little further, Town Hall 11, I have the Bat Slap attack. Now at Town Hall 12, I kind of slow down, I don't use the Witches as much, that's why they fall to number 3 here, but Town Hall 9, 10, and even Town Hall 11, the Witches do play a very vital role in getting those 3 stars that you want. Frozen Witch is super, super powerful if you can take advantage of the way the base is set up and how you can get your witches into the base. And then of course Witch Slap, because of how versatile it is using golems or the healer variation, the witches can really do some damage. That's why witches for me are number 3. And finally, down to the last 2. Of course, when I reveal the number 2 spot, you're going to automatically know whose number 1 is, but we're going to go ahead and jump right into it. Anyway, number 2 on my list is the bowlers.
Dad, bowling is only to be used for attack, not for fun. Look at all the damage you've done.
The bowlers, ever since they were introduced, were one of the most overpowered troops in the game. To be honest with you, when the bowlers were first introduced, I thought they were kind of weird, and I actually strayed from using them. That's when I used to use Valkyries all the time, and I didn't want to change my attack strategy. But everybody was talking about how powerful bowlers were. I finally gave them a shot, and I used them all the time. As I mentioned all throughout this video, P.E.K.K.A. Bobat, P.E.K.K.A. Smash, all those variations require boulders, and I love using boulders. They're just super powerful. They have the bounce ability to where they can hit multiple units at once, and if they're under a range and they have the ability to bounce on multiple targets, they're going to take down a lot quickly. So boulders for me is number 2. So that means, of course, my number 1, my favorite, all-time favorite troop as of right now is the P.E.K.K.A. Now, if I would have done this list like 6 months ago, this answer would have been a little different, because I wasn't using the P.E.K.K.A. Bobat and the P.E.K.K.A. Smash as much as I am now, but because of how powerful it is, the P.E.K.K.A.s are the number 1 strategy for me. Now, I don't use them underneath Town Hall 10. I don't really use P.E.K.K.A.s at Town Hall 9 or Town Hall 8, but Town Hall 11 and 12, I really like the P.E.K.K.A. Bobat and the P.E.K.K.A. Smash. And because of how reliant I am on those P.E.K.K.A.s, they are the number 1 troop that I use. My most favorite troop. I'm always requesting them in my CC, and I'm always, bringing 4 or 5 of them with my attack, bringing those healers to come smash through. I mean, the P.E.K.K.A. Bobat, P.E.K.K.A. Smash attack strategies is simply super powerful right now if you can execute it well, and that's why P.E.K.K.A.s for me is number 1. Super tanky troop, super versatile. If you're going against single Inferno Towers, you have the bats or whatever you're bringing to help out, and if you're going against those multis, those P.E.K.K.A.s can obviously tank those multis for days and take them down. I love the P.E.K.K.A.s. They are my number 1 troop, and that's why they're number 1 on this list. But that's pretty much it for the video, guys. I hope you guys enjoy it. Do you agree with my list? Do you think I put the minions too low, or the miners? I know people like miners out there, so let me know what you guys think in the comments. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. If you guys enjoyed it, definitely appreciate a like, comment, or subscribe, and I'll see you guys later, guys. Thanks for watching, everyone.